Hey folks, welcome back to another video. I haven't made actually a generative grid in a long time, so I want to do exactly that in this video. So I want to create a generative ambient patch inside of Bitwig Studio from scratch. So we have here Bitwig Studio open, it's a fresh project. We go to 85 BPM. We don't need the audio track. On the instrument track 1, we load in polygrid. Empty, of course. Polygrid itself is in monophonic mode, so it can just run one voice. We size here the window, and then we start by maybe creating some kind of drone sound. So I'm going for sawtooth, and I need a pitch. Let's say this one here. So we go to D#2. We use this as an input node. We use this scaling here, and we disable the pre-chord. And then I want to use basically the left oscillator and the right oscillator. So every oscillator inside of the grid uses the left one and the right channel. So I'm going here for a stereo merge before the pitch input. So you can change the pitch for the left side and for the right side separately, right? So, but instead of using a pitch input, I use a transpose. And I want to transpose basically here the left side differently from the right side. The right side is maybe 7 semitones up, which is just a fifth. And now we get basically a different pitch on the left side and on the right side. So it's an amplify here. Amplify. Turn this down. So you can hear left side is differently pitched than the right side. That's cool. So now we use a stereo split here. And we use the mid output. So now we have basically the left side and the right side in one channel. Right? Instead of this, we get this. Okay. So that's basically our source sound for the drone. And we need the filter here, and I go for, let's say, fizz maybe. Pull this down, and then I want to modulate here some parameters on that thing to change basically the sound. Right, it changes the tonality. That's exactly what we want. So I go for an LFO, or maybe not LFO. I go for a sample and hold random mod here, and I use Hertz. It's not re-triggered, smoothing all the way up, maybe 0.3, so pretty slow. And we want to change here some parameters, maybe this one here. We go with this with 0 and duplicate this and then modulate here. So we have different modulations, right, for this knob and for this knob. We want to dial in here the feedback maybe manually. And we want to, let's say, change here the offset. Let's go to C4. Let's go in here and maybe 12 semitones or maybe 24 semitones. So this, of course, is straight mono because we use here the left side and the right side differently, but then we fold it back into one channel here with the mid thing. So I want to bring in a bit of stereo-ness here. So what I do is basically I try to offset here the left side a little bit. So the LFO is different for the left side and the right side. So we have different frequency settings here for the left side and right side. So this gives us probably a bit of stereo-ness. Yeah. just a bit. To make this even better, we want to use here a chorus in there and go for 8 voices, width all the way up here, speed slow. Let's see how this sounds. Much better. So then we go here for stereo split, stereo merge, and we use an all pass on the left side, all pass on the right side. Maybe a mod delay, just to get some kind of type of reverb. Something like this. Maybe another all pass here. Another all pass here. And maybe we blend in the dry signal with the wet signal here. And we can put here maybe another all pass in here. And maybe we can bring in at some point a low pass. So we can go for a Moog filter here. Okay, let's duplicate this one here and use it for filter. Maybe go to C4. Okay, so this would be the drone here. It's actually not complicated, it's just a bunch of modules here. Let me put this here. It's a bit more compact. Okay. Let's see, what else can we do? Maybe you can bring in here some kind of halftime module. Or maybe not. Maybe you can add here to the FX box the new Valhalla Supermassive. Use the new algorithm here, Leo or Virgil. Maybe go to Node, or let's say triplet. Something like that. Okay, let's bring this down here a bit. So now we want to create some sounds on top of that, because it's just a drone and it's, you know, it evolves over time. Or let's actually, let me see. Maybe we can bring in a bit of pitch wobble here. Okay, let's create or duplicate here this LFO and modulate this here by, let's say, 20 semitones. Speed this up a bit. So you can hear the sound changes a bit. Not much, but it's still the same note, and so it's a nice backdrop. Let's go for a wavetable here. So let's create some kind of sounds on top of that. So use a value slider here. This is something I want to use for the notes. Notes, I use a step mod here. Put this into 16 notes, randomize, hit play. Maybe bipolar. And then modulators here. 30%. Then go into a quantizer. Use my D sharp minor scale. Because we use here down here D sharp, right? Go into that. Pull this up, disable that. Then we use a sample and hold. We use a bunch of triggers. Let's go to 16, let's go to 3 here. Clock quantize. Let's go for a chance. So we just, you know, don't play all the notes, just a bunch of them. We trigger the sample and hold. We trigger the AD here. We'll maybe go also here for 16 voices unison. Then we go into an out, we go into an amp. So we can change the volume here. Okay, then we probably want to introduce a bit of lag. So the changes between the notes are actually a glide. And we add just some kind of reverb. So we want to add here a chorus. Want to add an all pass. And maybe a filter, huh? Let's go for ripple here. Or let's say rasp. Yeah, we can modulate this later on here. Or maybe we can bring this down here 1 octave. Let's use an octaver here. Let's add a mod delay and the blend. Another all pass. And we need to modulate this here with some LFOs. Yeah, sounds cool so far. Maybe we want to use here also an octaver, so we switch the octaves. With the second step mod here. This one has a different step length. So 1 up, maybe 2 up. And a bit slower. So that's that filter. Bit slower maybe. Oh yeah, I think we modulate this too here, but with the dice. So I trigger this here, and then I use a modulator out. Then I change the attack time. And to use a different wavetable here. We also change the position of the index here. Maybe something different. Let's also change the lag here every time we trigger. So let's go to 0 here. So it's not always the same, you know, glide setting between the notes. That sounds cool. Maybe we also want to randomize the pen setting, so it's slightly left and slight right at random. So we use a dice here. Dice is bipolar, so we go left and right. Okay, nice. Let's move this here, pull this down. Okay, so let's create some kind of arpeggiator on top of that. So we go for a sine. We need the same construct here, more or less. Let's go for 13. AD. Don't need this. For the pitches we use phase in the sine mod. And then attenuate, scale it. Use the sample and hold. And we use, let's say, the pitch quantizer here. Let's go into that. So we trigger that. Nice. Trigger that. And we probably also want to have an octaver, so we can switch the octaves. Let's go in here. What else? Delay 2 or mod delay. Blend. Dry and wet signal. All pass device in between that. Let's go for chorus. Amplify and out. See how this sounds. Yeah, we use a step mod for that. Different step size here too. And then we modulate the here by 2. Okay, let's try a dice here. We trigger this dice and we use a modulator out here to change the skew. Let's go to bipolar. Yes. Let's add a bit of diffusion here before the mod delay. Maybe a phaser. Maybe a mod delay in front of that. Something like that. To make the sine wave actually a bit more interesting, we could use here the phase input. So we can, let me see, use maybe a feedback loop. So we need to find here the right settings for all these tracks. I think if we bring this here more in the background. And then we kind of sequence this here with a random mod. And the random mod is using bars. And we use 16 bars. Randomize, or maybe 32 bars. It's free, and then we use this to basically fade in and out these arpeggios here. Maybe we don't go completely zero. Okay. This kind of sounds cool. Maybe we can add some percussion sounds, maybe some bass sounds to it. Could be interesting. It's getting too loud. Maybe I try to add just some sine bass shots to it. in the key of D sharp, of course. And we use a chance module, so we don't trigger the bass all the time, just a few times here and then. So this is the bass here. This is the bass. So maybe we add some percussions to it. So let's start with noise. White noise. We probably want to have here this construct. AD, stereo. Let's go for that. Let's see if we can use one of the new filters here. Could try use here the vowels for that. Let's see. The high pass, probably. We don't need that, we need an out. And an amplifier. Oh yeah, we can use maybe here the output of that as a pitch input. Maybe we delay it. Okay, let's use the dice for that. Trigger the dice. And then we change here. Let's try a mod delay on that. Not sure if it makes sense, but let's try a flanger instead. Doesn't make sense here. I think that this sounds better. So we can use also here a random mod to sequence this. So we bring the volume down, and then we use this here to modulate the amplifier. Bring this down to C3. Yeah, and maybe also sequence here the drone just a tad. Bring down the volume a bit. So it's not always the same volume all the time. So let's get rid of some harmonics here. Can we put the peak limit at the end? And there you have it, a nice generative polygrid. I mean, it's not really generative, but you can change the main pitch here. Oh yeah, we can modulate here the phase modulation. So I saved this here, and then I put the preset of the script patch into the description so you can download it if you want to and have some fun with it. This is here 5.1 beta version 7, so you need at least beta 7, okay, to load this. And I think that's it for this video. So leave a like if you liked the video, if you like the patch, download the patch in the description below, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video.